Welcome back everyone, it's Respawn Sam. Today we're taking a detailed look at 007 First Light running side by side on PC and PlayStation 5. For viewers wondering about the PC specifications, the game is running on an RTX 5060 graphics card using high settings. Throughout this comparison, we'll be looking at visuals, graphics, environmental detail, physics, gameplay mechanics, lighting, reflections, character models, animations, and overall presentation. So let's jump straight into the comparison. The first thing that stands out immediately is the overall visual presentation. Looking at both versions side by side, it's honestly impressive how close they are to each other. The PC version running on the RTX 5060 looks incredibly sharp. Textures appear highly detailed, environmental assets look clean, and distant scenery maintains excellent image quality. Buildings, roads, vehicles, vegetation, and various world objects all look fantastic. However, the PlayStation 5 version also performs remarkably well. In fact, many viewers watching on YouTube may struggle to notice major differences during regular gameplay. The PS5 version maintains a very polished presentation with excellent image quality and strong visual consistency. One thing I particularly like about the PS5 version is how balanced everything feels. Lighting, shadows, reflections, and environmental detail all work together to create a very cohesive visual experience. Meanwhile, the PC version does offer slightly sharper image quality in certain scenes, especially when looking at distant objects or detailed surfaces. Textures sometimes appear a little cleaner and more refined on PC. But overall, the gap isn't huge. This is actually a compliment to the PS5 version because it manages to stay surprisingly close to a much more powerful PC setup. Moving on to lighting and reflections, things become a little more interesting. The PC version has access to additional graphical horsepower through the RTX 5060. As a result, certain lighting effects can appear slightly more detailed. Reflections on vehicles sometimes look cleaner. Glass surfaces occasionally display a little more clarity. Environmental lighting can also appear slightly richer in certain situations. However, the PlayStation 5 version deserves a lot of credit here. The developers have clearly optimized the game extremely well. Lighting quality remains highly impressive throughout gameplay. Whether you're exploring bright outdoor locations or darker indoor environments, the PS5 delivers a very cinematic experience. In some scenes, the difference becomes almost impossible to notice unless you're actively searching for it. The overall atmosphere remains excellent on both platforms. If I had to give a slight edge, I would say the PC version wins in pure technical capability. But from a real-world gameplay perspective, the PS5 remains extremely competitive. Now let's talk about physics and gameplay mechanics. This is where many viewers expect major differences, but honestly, both versions perform very similarly. Character movement feels responsive on both platforms. Animations play smoothly. Combat encounters feel satisfying. Environmental interactions remain consistent. Physics calculations during gameplay appear nearly identical. Object interactions, destruction effects, and character movements all behave very similarly regardless of platform. That's actually great news because it means the core gameplay experience remains intact, whether you're playing on PC or PS5. One area where the PS5 feels particularly polished is overall gameplay consistency. The experience feels extremely stable throughout long play sessions. The game feels carefully optimized around the hardware. Meanwhile, the PC version benefits from additional customization options and flexibility. Players can adjust settings according to their preferences and optimize the experience however they want. So while the gameplay mechanics themselves remain largely identical, each platform has its own advantages. So that's been our detailed PC versus PS5 comparison for 007 First Light. Let me know down in the comments which version you think looks better. And if you enjoyed this comparison, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more side-by-side comparisons, benchmarks, and gaming content. This is Respawn Sam, and I'll see you in the next one.